Tonight, if you're wondering why I'm dressed like this, we're here to discuss some business. After the week 4 hard loss at Indianapolis this week, Sammy, let's get into it.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. And Bill Show.
Intercepted! Marlon Jackson! Marlon's got it! We're going to the Super Bowl! We're going to the Super Bowl! Marlon Jackson with the interception! He picked off Tom Brady!
The sickest Indianapolis Colts podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Welcome back to another episode of the Sick Podcast Anvil Show. I see P's repping. Like I said, I'm here to take care of some business because obviously Clyde is not here to take care of any business.
Slacker.
But you know what, man? You know what else we need to take care of business of is we need to give a shout out to our boys at DraftKings. You know, we got to pay some bills around here. So all of our watchers out there, please download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. Use DraftKings code 6sports and get $200 in bonus bets when you instantly just bet $5 on any NFL bet. Believe me, that makes any game exciting, no matter which one you watch, including, I don't know, maybe the Broncos or something. I don't know. But, yes, the crown is yours. DraftKings. Download the app now. Big P, how's it going tonight, brother?
It's going good, my friend. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad.
I don't think I've ever seen you without cut off sleeves.
Well,
I mean, literally ever.
Well, you know, times are changing. It's time to dig into some business here, Kenny Moore style. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I mean,
I see it.
Well, we had a fun Sunday, didn't we? Tailgate was fun.
We did, but first, let me give a super giant shout out to Mr. Matthew Hovey. He was the winner of our first ticket giveaway, the Fran giveaway, as Clyde says. Matthew did an outstanding job getting people to follow the YouTube channel. So want to give him
my goodness.
And when he got to the stadium, he came a few minutes late, but when he made up for it when he got there. I didn't hear a louder fan than him. He was decked out, had his Colts helmet on, had his big horseshoe hand thing. He was awesome. I hope we get a chance to be at another game with Matthew. Congratulations, Absolutely. Matthew. We had a blast.
Round of applause for Matthew. I mean, that boy there brought us a small army to YouTube, I tell you.
Yeah, he worked his tail off for those tickets.
He really did, but you know what? I'm glad to see the smile on his face.
He had a big time.
He had a great time. Oh yeah, we all had a great time. But yeah, speaking of a great time, the tailgate was fun. Another great turnout at the tailgate.
Tailgate was amazing, but
they're getting bigger and bigger every week.
You know, and I'm going to toot our own horn here for a minute, and that's out of my character because. You know, typically I don't take credit for anything, but this tailgate that we've built, that you've started, is absolutely amazing. I mean, we get fans from all over the country. Some fans from different parts of the world show up. Fans from the opposing team come over, and nobody talks trash. Everybody has a good time. Everybody talks football, talks, you know, what's good about their team, what's bad about their team, you know, what they're looking forward to. It's just, I mean, it is the best football atmosphere I have ever experienced. If you haven't been to our tailgates, it is well worth it.
I mean, and I just want to give a special shout out to our crew. They know who they are. I mean, without them, we wouldn't be able to put on the size of a tailgate that we have now. I mean, they do an excellent job for us.
They do. It's good to have family. I'll tell you that.
Family is great. But you know what, Big P? We got some business to discuss this week.
Okay. Break it down, brother.
Well, it wasn't the start that we all wanted to see at Lucas Oil Stadium, their first game back in a couple weeks. But, man, that second half came around, and boy, oh boy, did we show up. I mean, we showed toughness, and the word that keeps getting spread around, including from myself, is the word resilience. This team that's the one word and the thing the most that we have not seen from this team in a very, very, very long time. So we're going to give you all some takeaways from our game day experience. P, we'll start with you. What'd you take away from it, brother?
The refs absolutely fucking hate us. That's it. They hate Indianapolis Colts, and we're not going to put up with it.
Yeah, because I think you didn't you send something out not too long ago about the refs to somebody?
Did I tweeted the NFL that they better come get these clowns, because that's the only thing I can describe how those refs called that game was a complete clown show. Now look, I've watched football for a long time. I know things go both ways throughout the game, but not shit went our way that first half. I mean, we were getting pass interference calls like on Kenny Moore, and he led, or no, it was shit. It was a different call. They acted like he speared him with his helmet. I forget.
Oh, that was was that that wasn't was that Juju?
No, that was Kenny. But he
that
definitely,
was Kenny.
Yeah, he definitely led with his shoulder, and they called him for not pass interference, but personal.
Oh yeah, I remember that call now. Yeah, what happened was he lowered his shoulder, and the ball carrier he went in lower, which made their heads bounce off, and it shouldn't have been a flag. There was many analysts that said that should not have been a flag at all.
Yeah, and it just seemed like it was that way for the entire first half. Now the second half, we was starting to get some calls for us, and we got some non-calls too. And that's kind of how I look at refereeing, because it's not the easiest job. Shit happens very, very quick on that field. For those refs to get it right 100% of the time is asking way too much. But it's usually balanced out throughout the game. Sometimes you get called, sometimes you don't. And that happens on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely.
But that first half, no, it didn't matter. We could have sneezed to the left and got a flag.
No, man, it's just, I mean, I get one thing, like, I think there's some point in some of the refs' calls, like to keep the game entertaining in some points, to keep it exciting, get the fans involved a little bit. I mean, I've heard about that type of stuff before, but this type of crap, I mean, this this type of stuff gets riots going. This is why Kentucky fans burn couches, like stuff like that. I mean, if you get what I mean, but yeah, I mean, these refs, I mean, when are these, that's the thing. When are these refs actually going to be held accountable for their actions in some of these calls? Like,
I don't know. That's a good question for the commissioner. Because fans are held accountable. Players are held accountable. Coaches are held accountable.
Hell, whole organizations are held accountable.
Front office is held accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't these refs accountable? When it's an egregious call, they need fined.
They need something.
I'm just going to put it that way. They make, what, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year. Start finding their asses. They're going to start calling the games right.
Oh my goodness.
Or at least better. And like I said, I don't expect every ref to be 100% right, because shit happens real fast on that field. So they got to call it. But there's replay boosts, there's this, there's that. Something's got to happen. Because it doesn't just happen to the Indianapolis Colts. It happens league wide. Us fans, we spend a shitload of money every year on our teams, because those are our teams that we support.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to continue paying money and see those kind of results. because a ref called the wrong damn call or didn't call a call. You know what I mean? It gets
I know
very
exactly what you
taxing.
mean. Yeah, I mean those big calls, man. I mean we see it time and time again too. A lot of teams, not just the Colts, like you said, but a lot of teams get screwed out of huge wins, divisional
Yeah.
games, playoff games, Super Bowls, shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I mean, it's just, especially I think during those bigger games, like the playoffs and stuff like that, big divisional rivalries that decide division championships and everything else. I absolutely agree that they need to get fined.
Well,
Like
look at it's not even just the playoff games a constant. Look how tight the AFC South is right now. Everybody's 2-2-2, or
Yep.
2-2, not 2-2
Yep.
and 2. Everybody in the AFC South is 2-2. You know, so right now everybody's neck and neck racing for a playoff spot. You know, so these calls right now have implications. You know, you got to let these guys go out there and play. You got to make the right call. I think the referees should have the ability to throw the flag and call upstairs. Hey, I seen this, but I'm not 100% sure. Check it for me real quick. They can look at the film. Yes, you're spot on. No, that was not leading with helmet. No, that was not pass interference. Yes, he was out of bounds. That kind of thing. And it wouldn't take much more time out of the game.
No, I mean it ain't no different than a coach throwing a challenge flag because because some of their staff upstairs seen something different. They communicate. Why can't the refs communicate? I agree.
Exactly. So, something's got to happen. Something's got to get these refs on point with everybody else. You know,
Now,
you throw the flag, you make the call, you play it on the Jumbotron, and the entire stadium is booing you. That should be an indication that somebody else needs to look at this play because that was horseshit call. And those calls have big implications all the way down the road.
They do.
But I'll get off my.
One more question about the refs. One more question about the refs, and we'll move on. So, some time ago, coaches were able to challenge calls on the field, flags, and that such. Do we think now, with the way these refs are going, do you think the league should go back and look at a policy similar to that, or if not the same policy?
Yes, but I think they need to up the number of times a coach can challenge a call. Because if they miss on this challenge, they lose a timeout. If they miss, you know what I mean? And that makes coaches hesitant to throw that red flag because those timeouts are very critical. Take last week's game with us and the Rams. It ran down to the wire. You don't want to burn those timeouts up in a close game like that. So that those coaches are going to be hesitant. We'll try to make up for it. I don't want to take the chance on losing that timeout because we're down under the 4-minute mark. We're going to need that timeout plus the 2-minute warning, or whatever they're thinking, whatever they're saying. But do something to where the coaches aren't too worried about throwing the challenge flag. Put some kind of power back on the sidelines to keep these refs in check.
There's definitely got to be some reform with that for sure. Like I'm sure there's some ways that if a lot of them people who are way smarter than you and me when it comes to all these rules and regulations
that there ain't but two people smarter than me in this world.
No, here we go already. If I had an Omaha button, I'd Omaha you right now.
And that's the only reason I said it because I know you don't have it. Or maybe I'm smarter than two people. I forget which one.
Well, that just proved your point right there. Oh my goodness! But yes, I mean,
I'll get off my ref tangent. Those guys still tick me off, though.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, it was. Yeah, did it make it exciting for everybody? Yes, and I mean, I can't believe actually still kind of skimming the water here with this, but I couldn't believe like the people who were sitting all around us didn't know about the fair catching call now rule and during kickoffs. So
Well,
many people did not understand that.
I don't quite blame them if they don't pay attention to NFL news like we do. We really pay attention to it because a lot of the news that comes out in the off season is talking points for us. These, other fans, they don't need those talking points, so they might not follow everything like we do. But there's new rules that are put out all the time, and if you don't do like we do, it's hard to keep up with everything. So I don't necessarily blame them for not knowing, but pick up the pace, people. It's not hard to read an article. Let's go. I don't want to miss the game explaining the rules to the person sitting to my right. And yes, Clyde sits to my right. So there you go.
That'd be more of a debate, right? Anyway, moving on. So let's get our takeaways in on the offense. Obviously started off slow, but AR still looks like the AR that we love. He actually learned how to slide. That stadium actually went crazy when he slid. I thought that was hilarious.
That was great. And I loved how he went back to the 360 spike.
Yeah, because you brought up a good point. Like someone mentioned on the Pat McAfee show, or was it him? Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee, right? Asked Coach Steichen about that 360 spike, saying, "Hey, he's got to go back to that. That's his thing. Nobody else has ever done that. Let him keep doing that." It was like, and Coach Steichen said, "Yeah, I'll talk to him." And sure enough, he did it. So that good job, Pat McAfee.
Good job.
I love that 360 spike.
Oh yeah, definitely a big shout out to old Boomstick. I miss that guy. He was so exciting to watch.
Well, you can see him every day at 11 o'clock on YouTube.
What are you doing? Plugging stuff already?
Well, for him, yeah.
I'm just joking.
He plugs stuff. He plugs stuff for us.
When did he do that?
Well, he just don't know it yet.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so what was some of your biggest offense takeaways, Big P?
I was quite impressed with that O-line. We were down 3 starters. And did they perform perfectly? No. But did they hold their own against Aaron Donald and that rush that the Rams have? Man, I'm going to say yes. I was really, really happy with the way the O-line played. Now, it broke down here and there, but, with Anthony having the legs and the escapability that he has, everything worked out pretty daggum good. I was really impressed with that O-line. Even in the first half, when it seemed like we couldn't move the ball, man, those guys blocked their asses off. So kudos to the O-line. And you know how big I am on trench warfare anyways. I always say it starts and stops in the trenches. So yeah, I was really really happy with their play.
Yeah, overall, being down 3 stars, I have to agree. Definitely, I mean, we could have been better. Absolutely, can always be better. But them being down better. 3 stars, with being down 3 stars on the offensive line, absolutely, they did their job and they did it well. But yeah, I mean, my biggest takeaways is, Alec Pierce finally had a big catch. He had his big moment. We finally seen him. It ended up being a PI call, but still, he ended up catching it anyway. So, I mean, we actually
he
seen
missed
some
a
balls
couple still though.
He did.
I mean, some that I thought he should have brought in. He's got to clean that up. He's got to be more consistent on those catches. And
I just wonder.
The kid's fast. The kid's got hands. I just don't know why he's not bringing it in.
I wonder if like the arm strength of AR is becoming a problem for him. Because he's used to
because he never gets those short middle of the field passes. He always gets those deep ones. You know,
And we
so
did see a
there's
lot. We did see some of that on the offense as well. That's one of my takeaways. They went downfield a lot more this time.
yeah, and I was really happy to see that too, because stretching that field out can do so much for the offensive play calling. You know, I like seeing that. But the arm strength of AR to Pierce shouldn't be an issue by the time it gets 40, 50 yards down the field. You know, there's not much juice left on it by the time it gets to him.
Oh yeah. And one more thing I think I need to add about AR before we move on. He made history yet again this week. One of one. One of one. First rookie in the Super Bowl era to have 3 rushing touchdowns in his first 3 starts. So kudos to AR for that. Way to go, Rook.
I think we got the right guy.
I think we do. I mean, he's just so exciting to watch. He's so exciting to watch. So, all right, moving on, and we'll clean this up and get out of here real quick. Defense. I'm sure both of us have some words about that defense, good and bad. Go ahead and kick us off.
I don't have much bad, to be honest with you. You know, those guys fought and fought and fought and fought. LA is a talented team.
Full of
You
talent,
know,
for sure.
to get to Stafford the way we did, man, I ain't got nothing negative to say about those guys. You know, they fought their tails off. I hated that we lost Flowers for the rest of the season.
It's devastating.
Very devastating. So that's either going to put, what is it, Baker Jr. or Jones in the rotation to fill that spot. You know, and
Baker Jr. I think is going to be there now.
They're both rookies. You know, so there's gonna be growing pains with them. So everybody just have some patience with them. They're very talented young men, smart. They will get everything together. I don't think we have to worry too much. You're definitely going to see Tennessee go after the Rooks, probably with D-Hop, but I think we'll be all right. I really do.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely get into more of that Thursday. And then I'll go ahead and be the bad guy and say this daggum. I'm trying not to say too many choice words here.
Well, yeah, you're all professional looking. You can't speak unprofessional.
This cover 2 soft coverage BS. It's got to stop. Especially with the speed of these Rams receivers, Puka being number 1, knowing he was coming in there, being the top receiver in the league right now as a rookie and not doing a damn thing about it. But what made it even more frustrating for me was how we know this defense can, and the defensive play calling, be aggressive by Gus Bradley from the Baltimore game, and yet we didn't see hardly none of that this time. It's extremely frustrating to see that. I mean, it's, oh my gosh. I mean, it's just
make it feel like you're back in the Eberflus days.
It does. It really does. I mean,
you know, and when they run that, and this really stood out the last play of the game when Pikachu scored the winning touchdown. It was Kenny Moore, and I can't remember the other player.
You talking about the final play of the game?
Yeah. Was it Blackman?
Yeah, it was Kenny Moore and Blackman, yes.
Yeah, but they messed up the assignment, left him wide ass open. You know, but when you're in a zone or when you're on man to man, there's no screwing nothing up.
You can't.
You know, yeah, you can screw up, but you're not going to screw up because you think somebody else's job is to cover that guy.
See, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not good communication.
No,
field communication.
And you know, we both played defense for a long time. We understand defensive mind. I guarantee you, Gus Bradley's a billion times smarter than me on playing those calls. But you're 100% right. Every time we're in that soft ass 2, man, that middle of that field is just wide open and people can get 10, 15, 20 yards on us. No problem. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. If you're going to get yards on us, you need to earn it. Bottom line.
Especially with these guys that we have now, these big, bulky, long-limbed defensive backs. There's no reason why they can't be violent up front on the line.
Yep.
And make them work for it, throw off that rhythm. That was the thing that was also ticking me off the most. Like they let them keep rhythm. There was no disruption of their rhythm whatsoever. But all the rest of the defense, though, did a hell of a job. Hell of a job. But
yeah,
I think it's still some growing pains, though. Like you said, we have a lot of rookies. We'll work through it.
Well, look at what most of us talked about at the very beginning of the year as far as our expectations. I know Clyde said it, I said it, and I'm real sure you said it, but I don't want to speak for you since you're sitting right here. But our biggest expectation was growth.
Yep.
Our guys growing as individuals, which makes our team grow as a team.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no doubt we're seeing this. We are getting this. Now, 2 of the games we didn't get the results that we wanted, but we're getting growth. We have a quarterback, a very, very talented quarterback that is doing nothing but getting better every day. Our O-line is getting better every day. Our defense is getting meaner every day. Who knows what the hell we're going to look like at the end of this year if these guys keep going on the projection that they are.
I mean, the sky's the limit with these guys.
They're
finally showing. They're showing the toughness that we always knew they had. Their talent's really starting to show. I mean, I see that they're hungry again. I see that they're, showing that resilience that we knew they always had. We keep throwing around that word a lot here lately, but it's awesome to see. Like, even though we're not, seeing the outcomes that we like as fans, but if you really break it down, we're looking, and the atmosphere is even different. Not only do we look different, but the atmosphere is even different, and I love it. There's hope in the air. Like, you can tell everybody's excited for Colts football again and coming into these home games, and but yeah, overall, it's just a better time to be a Colts fan, especially after these long, hard 6 or 7 years or whatever it's been. But we will get there. We will get there. So, with that being said, you don't have nothing else to add, do you?
I do.
What is it?
I really do. Our tailgate for this Sunday, the Titans game.
Oh, so these are your final thoughts. Gotcha.
Oh, they are my final thoughts, and I cannot be more excited. One of our tailgate sponsors, Home Gating Barbecue Sauce, the guy that created that is actually coming to town to go to the Colts game because he's a huge Colts fan. He lives in Tennessee, but he's a huge Colts fan. And he's actually going to cook for us too. And is it the Nashville hot nachos? Is that what it's called?
It's called Nashville hot. Blah, 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 blah. Here we go again with that shit. Nashville hot chicken nachos.
Yeah, man, he sent me a picture, and I even posted it on our page. They look fabulous. I cannot wait to eat them chips, baby.
Oh my gosh. Talking about smoking and this and that. Oh my God. It's going to be amazing. Absolutely. It's going to be a good tailgate.
Even if you don't have tickets to the game, come out and tailgate with us. Just come out and tailgate. You never know what happens out there, man.
Oh, you got that right.
The Jags game, 3 people at the tailgate came just to tailgate with us, and they ended up getting tickets to the game because people there had extra tickets. Now, I can't guarantee that it's going to happen, but it did happen once, so it should happen twice. So you just never know. But if you come to the game and you still don't get it, or you come to the tailgate, you still don't get a ticket, don't sweat it because you're going to have a hell of a good time.
Oh, I cannot wait. And my final thoughts for tonight, guys, since he's already promoted the tailgate, that's usually what I do. I'm just going to continue to remind everybody to continue to follow us on YouTube if you have not yet. I know a slew of probably you all now have gotten on there, but please keep sharing with your friends and your friends. I'll say it for Clyde since he's not here. Keep following us. Subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'll go ahead and throw my personal Twitter out there as well. You can follow me at Big Country 1864. And Pat, your Twitter tag is what?
Patrick DOERFLE 1.
So yeah, we'll get you all, keep you all in the loop with not only the show, but with all of our activities that we have going on, giveaways and such.
I will say this. If you don't rip that tie and jacket off like friggin' Hulk Hogan, I'm going to be seriously disappointed in you.
First of all, I'm not doing that. This stuff cost me a lot of money, and I'm not doing it.
I need a theme song. What's it? We need a real American. What is Hogan's theme song? Oh my God! Somebody send that to me because it won't leave my head until I hear it now. But that's all right. Go ahead, rip it off like Hulk Hogan. We'll start a GoFundMe page, and we'll get you a new suit.
No,
damn it! I don't like this business Acosta. He's no fun.
We had to take care of business tonight. And with that being said, Sammy, business is concluded. Take us home.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast and Bill Show on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.